Hi, I'm Sid, I'm Lefty's wife. This is his channel. Lefty's been riding different kinds of motorcycles for over 30 years. I'm a new rider, so I jump on sometimes to give a different perspective. Today, I'm packing a picnic and we're headed to Standing Stone State Park in Livingston, Tennessee, where I'll christen my new bike and get in some hours of riding practice. This is my first time off-road and my first time riding on dirt. Let's see how she does.
A lot has happened since my last takeover, so let me fill you in. First, Lefty bought a vintage 1978 Trail 90 so he could join me in all my shenanigans on a comparable bike. We've had so much fun over the last couple of weeks, comparing my Trail 125 to his older version. Second, I wrecked my mountain bike and was sent to a level 1 trauma center with a lacerated spleen and some internal bleeding, so I've had to take a couple of weeks off from the motorcycle. While I was recovering, I had a little bit of time to think about armor and gear, and so I purchased some winter riding gear to extend my season, which is kind of unexpected because I've always been a fair weather pillion. We also spent a week visiting Mike's family in Pennsylvania, where we learned about wind turbines, and Sam caught his very first fish. And finally, last week I earned my motorcycle endorsement, so I can stop riding dirty and go out on real roads for longer trips. I can legally ride any of our bikes on any road, which is kind of disturbing actually, because I'm a long way from safely taking one of our big bikes on the interstate. Do you like how I slipped in our bikes? Lefty's gonna love that bit. So far I've taken that new endorsement on 5-mile town trips, clocking about 25 miles an hour. And I have to admit, it's about the most fun I've ever had.
Just a little bit of garbage in here. Let me say that I'm not trying to represent all female riders. Nobody took a vote, and I'm not the spokesperson for anyone else's story.
In fact, I've watched the channels of some inspiring riders who show incredible technical skill, who take their bikes on epic journeys, and who wrench as well as any male mechanic. Many of these women, like Miss Emma from our favorite podcast, Motorcycles and Misfits, are true experts, beyond professional. It was a beautiful day for a first ride in the Cumberland Plateau. The fall colors were at near peak and the air was crisp enough to keep me from sweating in my heavy jacket, but not cold enough to freeze my fingers. Just a beautiful day.
I'm also not trying to represent all new riders. I know a lot of women start out on much bigger bikes
with a goal of speed, and they want to master the power between their legs or tear up the highway miles on a cruiser. That's just not my journey. I want to see pretty things in nature and camp and spend time with my best friend doing the things he loves most.
I christen thee Fancy.
I'm struggling to put into words the feelings that I have about this trip, but here's what I've come up with so far. There's a gap between how Lefty and I can hike, mountain bike, or run together for 18 miles. Lefty's running pace is under 8 minutes, and mine is over 10. But on the bikes, we're more equal, his smaller engine serving as a handicap for his experience. And I know it's supposed to be the journey and all of that, but we couldn't have made this particular journey any other way. I've been recovering since August 2nd, and I couldn't cover the distance. Or even if I could have, we would have struggled to find a babysitter. So it would have been almost impossible, or it would have been an annual event, not just an easy afternoon and a lunch. That doesn't just feel powerful to me. It feels free.
We stopped at an old cemetery that caught my eye at the top of the hill because I saw these old graves. Now these are really unique to this area of Tennessee. They're called honeycomb graves. The topsoil is really thin here, and we have a lot of limestone under Putnam County, White County, and this is Overton County. And you'll see these graves. Generally it's a shallower grave, but they've have these pitched roofs to keep the water shedding off of the grave. People who are experts in this, I'm not an expert in this, but people who are experts in this can date when this happened, because this was a very distinct point in time and a really unique gravesite for this area.
Let's see. I made a few mistakes, and I was glad that she was light and slow, so I never felt completely out of control or afraid. She managed to find a rock to take a nap on and earn her first adventure badge. But now that she's scuffed and has muddy shoes, I may let Lefty take her out to test her limits on his more technical course. He was a good sport and offered up his tiny 90 today, and while I'm grateful for the opportunity to ride my second ever motorcycle, Tiny 90 felt like a piece of farm equipment next to Fancy. His seat was more comfortable and broken in, but something just didn't fit right about the spacing of the rear brake and shifter. So I guess that settles it. I gave Fancy her chance, and she didn't let me down. You'll find us together on the back roads for the foreseeable future. The awesome thing I'm finding out as I talk to and watch more riders is that there's space for all kinds of riders in this motorcycle world. And that's a perspective I didn't have from the backseat.